Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Today we're going to talk about Valla, who is the third and final free epic champion for Amazon Prime users. So she will be released in a couple weeks. I decided it was time to go ahead and max her out, play her the last few days. We're really everywhere, trying her with a bunch of different team compositions, trying her with different gear, artifacts on Masteries, and then, sharing what I found with her with you guys. So as you guys can see, as I mentioned, she's the third. We just recently got Whisper, and then previous to that we had Ultimate Gaelic, and now Valla is the next. Actually, the next one to be dropping is Epic Skill Tomes ×3 with some greater potions. So these rewards are actually really legit in Amazon Prime. So if if you have Amazon Prime, great. Hopefully you've already claimed those champions, those rewards. If you know anybody with Amazon Prime, try to get the hookup, because these rewards are really legit. Today we're going to be talking about Valla, who is a Spirit Affinity Barbarian epic champion, and really kind of a cool kit. She is hard to kill. A lot of sustainability on Valla. I'm going to talk about her strengths and her weaknesses. Let's go ahead and take a look quickly at her base stats here. Not in the clan, Ash. In the index under Barbarian. So, and then I'm going to give you like my full honest review on her. I want her to be good so bad because she's free to play friendly, for Amazon Prime users at least. But I'm going to share what I found with her. So, the look, the aesthetic of her is great. Plarium does such a good job. Seldom do you look at any champion and think, oh, just really bad artwork. It's always just on the money, and she is no exception. If you look at her base stats here, defense 1409, speed 99 are the two things you want to kind of take away here. HP is decent too at 16k, almost 17. Defense is high, but it's not, god tier. Same thing with speed. It's kind of on the average, upper end of average. She's a defense-based champion, meaning all of her damage does scale based on defense as well. The reviews early out the gate here are actually really high for Valla. I'm not going to rank her that high that the early players who have been playing her. I will give my reviews towards the middle of this video, though. So let's go ahead and take a look at her kit real quickly here. Talk about what makes Valla Valla. I'm just going to say right out the gate here again that I don't think she's as good as Whisper or Ultimate Gaelic, the other two, Amazon Prime champions. But that's not to say that she is not useful and she's not worth upgrading. We're going to talk about, why I feel that way as this video goes on. But her skills, let's take a look real quick here. Piercing Blade, her A1, attacks one enemy 2 times, increases the inflicted damage by 15% if the target is under a shield buff. Well, ironically, her A2 removes shields, so A2 crush the wall, literally crushes the wall of shield. So this makes her kind of a niche champion in my opinion. You can bring her into the arena if there's a shield set, if there's like a miscreated monster or a really strong shield AoE champion on the opponent's team. She will remove all shield buffs from all enemies, then attacks all enemies, then has a 30% chance, can be booked up to 40% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. Now, you can book this down to 3 turns too, so it's actually a really solid ability. It does a significant amount of damage. It's not like OP damage, but it does a lot of damage. Like it's based on defense damage on an AoE, so I can get, 30, 40k crits inside campaign, for example, or even inside the arena using this second ability. So it's definitely her big money ability. This is, along with Fortified Core, what makes her unique. The problem is that I always want a little bit more, and I don't think I'm being too greedy. You guys can let me know what you think in the comments below. But I was really hoping for this 30% chance to be booked up to 40% chance. I was really hoping this chance to be a little bit more consistent on the AoE decreased defense. It's so low at 40% chance when booked that she's not a consistent debuffer that you can bring into dungeons, end tier, end game dungeons, or clan boss, in my opinion at least. On the 3-turn cooldown for the 30% or 40% decreased defense, just not consistent enough. Let's look at her A3 though. But again, it does a lot of damage too, so that's the trade-off. A3 is Fortified Core. Fortified Core can be booked down to a 3-turn cooldown, places a shield buff on this champion for 3 turns, equal to 20% of their max HP. So she's kind of unique where you want to build her defense for the damage and the sustainability, but you also want to build her with a little bit of HP so she has a better shield on herself. Also places a 60% increase defense buff on this champion for 3 turns, and fills this champion's turn meter by 50%. So on face value, it's an awesome ability. It is an awesome ability. This ability given that it's a 2 turns, well, 3 turn on the shield and a 3 turn on the increased defense, excuse me, she's basically always going to have these up, again, making her really difficult to kill, right? So the shield is going to be there until someone removes it or somebody, chomps through it. And the decreased defense, same deal. So because of the defense build with her damage, scaling that way, and because of the shields, and because of the increased defense, she's really, really robust, right? She's difficult to kill. She stays alive oftentimes the longest in your entire group. So that's really great. Tons of sustainability on your Valla. The downside is that I almost want, again, maybe I'm being too greedy, you guys can let me know, but I almost want kind of an ally protect. She doesn't lend much in the way of support to the entire party. It's all about her, right? And fills the champion's turn meter by 50% is nice, but again, being greedy, wouldn't it be so cool if it was just grants an extra turn? Kind of like one of those abilities that you've seen, with many other champions inside the game. Again, maybe that's making her too close to a legendary tier champion, but these are just what I look at. When I look at her, I'm like, okay, but she's not doing anything to help the rest of my team. She's helping herself. She does great at helping herself. She's great for niche situations when you want to remove your opponent's shield on the A2, and she puts out a decent amount of damage. But other than that, her kit to me seems, and her passive is not bad either, decreases the damage received by this champion by 15% while under the shield. So again, just making her more difficult to get rid of. And the aura has a resist in the arena by 45. So you guys can see that Plarium, when they made her, they're thinking about, okay, this champion is just one of those champions that's so difficult to kill. Your opponent in the arena is probably going to be focusing on her last, right? And in the meantime, she has that AoE attack that puts out good damage. She's difficult to kill. She can be annoying. So you can see that she can be used inside the arena for that reason, okay? So I don't hate her by any stretch. It sounds like I'm being super negative, but I also want to give my honest opinion. I wish there was that one more element. Either she has a higher chance of getting the decreased defense, or like Miscreated Monster, for example, she's doing an AoE shield to your teammates, or an ally protect, So that's kind of what I feel is maybe missing from her kit. But again, maybe I'm being too greedy. So Masteries. Went down the offense and the defense tree. Shout out to Yumi Love. I apologize. I forgot the pronunciation on the website, but I will include a link to it in the description below. That's where you can get the most accurate, in terms of my opinion, mastery suggestions for every champion in the game. Again, I'll link that website for you guys in the description. So I went down. I think it's important to get that counterattack on her. So having the Retribution end tree on defense, and then going with the War Master, decent chance for that to proc too on the offense tree. So, pretty standard in terms of her masteries. Artifacts, you obviously want to build her with a lot of defense. My total stats on her right now, truthfully, the speed is a little bit low at 151. Would like that between 160 and 200, where I try to target for all of my kind of utility type champions. Crit rate 87%, obviously trying to get that to 100. Crit damage 144, debuff accuracy 186, just for the decreased defense debuff that she has. And then defense super high, you're aiming for 4,000. So I have overkill in the defense. I could probably trade some of that off for HP, for hit points. Attack does nothing for your Valla, so don't put any attack gear. You should not be targeting attack on any of your sub rolls, on any of your sets. Attack literally just doesn't do anything, so don't target attack on her at all. So again, to be critical here, a little bit more speed, crit rate a little bit higher, defense a little bit lower. It doesn't have to be that high. As long as it's over 4,000, I would almost want to trade off for some more HP to get better shields on her, but she's a unique champion, again, in that she has utility from both the HP and the defense. So what I have on her right now is just, some basic gear, crit rate, trying to get that higher, accuracy set as well. Accuracy, again, is only a 40% chance win book to get that decreased defense, so, maybe you could argue that it's not even worth focusing too hard on the accuracy set on her. So speed, crit rate, crit damage, pretty much standard stuff coming in. Defense percentage is going to be my top priority. More speed whenever I can get it. I think I actually do have, let's see, HP defense on the shield. I do have defense boots on her right now, but again, probably should be speed boots, want her a little bit faster than she is, but extra defense is the reason, right? A broken set too from Avenging, which is a pretty crappy set. The defense is why she hit so hard, and the defensive boots is why her defense is so dang high on the stats, right? So then defense on the chest. Again, I could go with HP on one of these two gears, so let me know what you guys think. And then crit rate on the gauntlets, pretty standard stuff, right? I went with accuracy on the banner, went with crit damage on the amulet, and on the ring, as long as I'm getting a defense on the sub rolls there, I'm happy with it. This is kind of a crappy ring, uncommon, but it's not awful, but it's, not ideal, and I need to put glyphs on her, so I could definitely kind of like min-max her as well. But there she goes. That's my Valla. Now let's go ahead and try her out in various spots in the game, starting with the arena. All right, so hey, this first team actually looks really difficult. It also looks like something that we can possibly do. I want to take Ghostborn out because what I want to do is have only single attackers. I don't want a bunch of AoE here because I want to start out by sleeping them with Kymar. Why is this a good matchup? Well, we have affinity matchup here. 3 Force champions, which are really difficult to deal with, but we have the Spirit affinity, so we can hopefully show off Valla. Also, the shield from Miscreated Monster is going to help us out as well because we can remove it with the A2. So Black Knight has buffs. He has continuous heal and decreased defense, buffs on Doom Priest as well, the increased attack, and of course all the ally protect in the shields, and continuous heal on Miscreated. So again, a very difficult team. Drexstar we want to take out first, see if we can prevent some of the HP burn. I feel like this team is going to be all right. It's really going to be close. Depends on how fast they are and what their resist is, right? So we're going to start out by sleeping them. The reason we're putting them all to sleep is because we have single damage targeters. There's no AoE that's going to wake them up right now. Going to focus on Drexstar first. Not sure if we can kill him here. I don't think we're going to be able to. So he actually doesn't die, which is unfortunate. And now it's kind of an awkward situation because I'm going to let them all sleep, and I'm not going to AoE, even on the 3, because I want to remove all these buffs. So I need Cerise to go again, and she's stunned. So really not good here. We're going to remove all the shields, and we're going to do a little bit of damage with Valla there. Not bad. Can we get another turn in? We take down Drexstar. I believe it was a provoke there. Okay, we lose Kymar. And now we're going to go ahead and just self-shield here. Let's recoup. Okay, now we can remove all these buffs. Bye-bye. That's why we waited. I probably could have handled that in a different order, but let's try to take down... she has a defense... okay, that's a one-shot. Bye-bye, Doom Priest. Now let's handle Black Knight, and then we can wait for Miscreated last. Ooh. Okay, that hurt. So all I have for an option is the A1. She's almost always going to be the last person standing. Look at how strong she is in terms of... Let's see if we can steal that unkillable. We can't. So now we can remove all the shield. There is... Okay, sweet. There's no shield there, but it doesn't matter. It does a lot of damage. I didn't see how much that did, but you guys can see. And this was a tough team. I'm going to go on auto from here on out, but... This was a tough team, but I felt like we handled it well. And as you can see, Valla is standing next to Cerise. Valla is so difficult to kill. Even with a negative affinity matchup here against Miscreated Monster, she's not going to die. She's just really, really solid in terms of her just her sustainability. She's really tough to wipe out of the arena. This is going to go slow here. Going to be maybe a 2-minute. Okay, there we go. She finishes him off. And you saw on the A2, she actually put out some decent damage. Let's do one more arena battle, because actually, I think that arena is going to be one of her best spots. Let's go against this team here. We have a Martyr to deal with. We have a Torment to deal with. We have a Razin to deal with. So it's definitely an Apothecary. So it's definitely going to be, I feel like we need... Let's go with the same team here, because we need Cerise to remove all of these buffs from Martyr and Apothecary as well. So... let's see how we do. See if we go first. We do. So again, we're going to start the same way with a sleep on everybody. None of them resist. And then let's start out by taking out Apothecary. So he'll definitely die. Boom. All right, so one down. Now, the reason I like this team together, the reason that sleep is not a great ability, it's no stun, right? Because damage breaks it. But I run a team like this with Valla, we can definitely afford to see how, Cerise doesn't do any damage. So it's not a big deal. So we have sleep still on 2 of them. Let's just go. Let's just do it. Let's break it all with Crush the Wall. So 20k or so, give or take. High defense on a lot of these these champions, so she's definitely not a nuker. But given that she's so hard to kill, she's a solid nuker. You know what I'm saying? Like, does that make any sense? She's not a nuker, but seeing how she's hard to kill, she's a nuker. Okay, so now we've won this one as well. Just going to be a bit. Take out Razin, and then we'll go on auto for Tormund. I feel like I'm always going on auto at the end of these the arena battles for Tormund, right? So we're going to go ahead and show her off in the campaign. Maybe you can see her abilities a little bit better. So we'll show her on Nightmare at the end game and just see how she does. I have to be honest, though. Tried her out in a bunch of dungeons. She's not bad in arena, right? Especially with a team like that. You don't want to put her with a bunch of AoE nukers. She's not going to really, I don't feel like that's what suits her. I feel like you put her with heavy single target hitters, a team that's really difficult to kill. You rely on her resist. You can put her in that lead spot with that aura, with the resist if you want to, and I actually think that she is viable, maybe not end-to-end game right now in this meta, but I feel like she is viable, really far in arena. She's a really solid arena piece. Let's see, dungeons, campaign rather. Dungeons, I'm not as impressed, honestly. Again, because she doesn't really help the rest of her team that much. So let's go here. Let's just go all the way to stage 6. Let's just run her like this, and we're going to put her on auto here and just see how she does. Or not on auto, excuse me. So we're just going to start with a shield. So she's already on the shield. That will already trigger her passive, right? The Resolute Defense, where she's taking 15% less damage because she's under Miscreated Shield. Now, I'm actually going to hold off on her own shield. Let's see. So, 25k or so, the way I have her built right now. She doesn't have crazy crit damage, and her crit rate is actually pretty high. So not too bad, right? You can see that, again, she's not going to die either. We're just going to go on auto from here on out. She's probably going to go ahead and Fortified Core, 50% turn meter fill. So she's going pretty fast, even though she doesn't have high speed, 150, what it was it 150, 155? Even though she doesn't have super high speed, she's still going fast because that 3-turn Fortitude or whatever it is, the A3 is boosting her turn meter every single time. So every 3 turns, Fortified Core is going to give her that speed boost that she desperately needs because I don't have high enough speed. But you can see this team is going to be really solid here. I mean, she's not a speed farmer. Like, she's not an AoE attacker. She's not a speed farmer, but still 1 minute on basically the end game here, the end-to-end game, stage 6 in Nightmare. Not too bad, right? And you can see that she's not putting out a crazy amount of damage. Basically the same as Miscreated Monster, only she's shielding herself and not the whole team. So again, I think she's best suited. I think most of you guys are going to be using her in arena, those people who want to build her up. Clan Boss, again, the defense down isn't consistent enough to run her, in my opinion, past Brutal. I wouldn't run her in Nightmare or Ultra Nightmare, just my opinion. If you guys disagree or you can think of a comp that really suits her, because if she's not debuffing the Clan Boss, then what is she doing? She's not putting out crazy damage. Is she just there for sustainability and that's it? I'm not sure if that's enough, but, feel free to tell me if you think I'm wrong. That high defense does help, though. So I think that she's probably a mid-tier Clan Boss option. Let's go ahead and show her in Dungeon. Again, it's not going to be too impressive. It's going to be slow, right? And that's the theme here, is that I'm going to run her, with this comp here. It's going to be like a 3 or 4 minute run because, again, she's not bringing a ton to the table in terms of overall team versatility here. Not putting out a ton of damage. Her ATU is solid, but again, in end level dungeons, it's not solid enough that she's doing a ton of damage, And this is actually a bad, I'm gonna get out of here. This is a bad affinity matchup, I believe, right? Isn't Dragon, let's see. Yeah, let's just, like I said, just take me at my word that would be it would be a slow run anyway, probably a 3 or 4 minute run. Let's just go her on Dragons 19 because that's actually a good, a neutral affinity matchup. Otherwise, she's going to be hitting for 5 to 10k, and it's not going to be impressive at all. Let's at least give her a chance, right? So here we go, hitting a little bit harder here already out the gate. First wave. Let's see if we can take this first wave down, actually. Oh, I keep forgetting it's not Dragons 20. I'm like, hey, we're on a good pace right now, but it's Dragons 19 right now. But again, Ice Golem, I think that she's actually a little bit better than Dragons just because of the affinity matchup. And yeah, I just think that, the waves are a little bit harder in Ice Golem as well, and she can stay alive longer. So, maybe I'm kind of grasping at straws here, but I think that she's possibly a little bit better in Ice Golem than Dragons. I just think there's other champions in a comp like this who can just do a little bit more for the overall team than Valla. At the same time, she's not bad, you know? So almost at the Dragon here, 55 seconds or so. If it was Dragon's 20, we'd make it pretty good time here, but it's not. So, again, nothing to really write home about. But I don't know, guys, what do you think? Am I missing something about Valla? I'll probably just be using her for, I don't know if I'm going to be using her too much in Arena. Maybe I'll try her out for affinity matchups or against teams with Miscreated Monster or any champions that have, you know, a bunch of shield abilities. Other than that, I'll probably just run somebody, you know, with a little bit more of a versatile kit, you know, kind of like a sub in certain situations. And then I'll be using her in faction crypts, of course, every single time. I could potentially, I don't think she even needs lifesteal gear because she's so difficult to kill anyway, especially if you have one support champion by her side. But again, guys, we'll kill the Dragon eventually here. She's hitting for, you know, she hits definitely hard, you know, not OP, but she got stunned there. Not OP, but definitely she hits hard, you know. So takedown is down. She's no Royal Guard, right? But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments below. What do you think of this champion? Congratulations. Let me know if you have Amazon Prime, if you're looking forward to getting her. If you have Amazon Prime, you will be getting her. Do you plan on actually building her up, maxing her out, upgrading her, 6-starring her, and all that good stuff? Or are you going to pass on her? And also, let me know if you like either Whisper or Ultimate Gaelic worse than her. Like, let me know how you rank those 3 champions in the comments below. There we go, 218, not too bad. Her damage was 400k, again, right? I mean, Kaimar is out damaging her. Miscreated Monster, she double, well, like 1/3 more than the Miscreated Monster. Not too bad, not too great. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this guide on Valla. Many more guides coming your way on various champions and Raid Shadow Legends. If you like them, go ahead and toss me a subscription, guys. It really means a lot. And as always, thank you for watching. Take care, guys.